today we've got a little more Deep Elf Summoner, kind of a late night stream. Nice little cozy finishing lap here, I guess, for game number 49 in the world record DCSS win streak. It shouldn't be too hard going forward, but you know, we are kind of a pure caster type guys, so it's going to be a little interesting compared to some of my other games. I don't think we're going to go really for the stat form route as much as I would like to. But maybe. I mean, maybe we'll get off of Ashenzari and maybe we'll do that. I mean, it is really tempting. The thing is that, well, let's just take a look at our stuff here. I was looking at this stuff off camera a little bit, but I thought it might be a little more interesting if I go through my decision-making process, you know, on camera. So what I did was I went ahead and I did memorize statue form, just so I can cast it. Ash rather scary. I thought Ashenzari just makes it so you don't get experience for a while. -4 to all skills. Oh, I was thinking of Hepleokana. Yeah, that is annoying. We would probably wait that off in the Abyss. Yeah, that is Hepleokana. So yeah, last time we just had this sort of abundance of artifacts. Look at all this crap. Mainly the contenders, if I recall, were this pair of boots, which has R-Elec and R-Poise. This ring that has R-Elec and RF+, which is a strict upgrade to my RF+ ring. So there's, you know, there's a source of R-Elec right there. The bigger dangerous is that you're basically always marked. Yeah, you would have to go to the Abyss for that, I think. Is that really how it works? You're always marked? The way it's described doesn't make it very clear. It just says they never forget about you. Better pathfinding, they're more likely to target you when you're invisible. That doesn't seem like the same thing to me as being marked, but maybe. Who knows? LearnDB entries are often a little questionable. So, hold on a second. I had like something that was, yeah, MR+++. I could do that. But I'm getting R-Poise from that. I remember this was like a real pickle. There's just a lot of sort of awkward choices to be made here. Mark didn't even exist when Ash was made. Oh, you were exaggerating. Okay. But yeah, I mean, my instinct really is to simplify this problem, because if I go stat form, let's cast it real fast. We lose body armor, gloves, and boots. But you notice that all of our resistances are actually covered, and I could drop this Staff of Conjurations, and we could just start slapping things around. And that sounds kind of lame, but at the same time, it solves my resistance problems, right? That means we could get rid of this this R-Poise MR+ ring and wear the MR+++ instead. And then, well, hold on. Let me drop some of this stuff. So that was the buckler. We don't want that. We really would not need the R-Elec RF+ ring if we're doing stuff in stat form. Although, it is a strict upgrade, so we'll keep that. We'll drop the Strength +10 ring. That's cool, that's cute, but that's not really something we need. Okay. Now how about those boots? It's the boots and the ring here. This is for sale, so I gotta be careful about my money. That was another consideration. That would solve my MR situation forever, all by itself. Okay, so we're definitely... I feel like I should have a piece of paper writing down what I'm doing. We're definitely going to get rid of this right here. This ring goes away. For sure. Probably this ring goes on in the place of the fire, so we wear Suhat. Even though we're getting our elect from stat form, it's nice to have it all the time otherwise. And this is like, normally it would be a lot easier to just like mix and match, start wearing stuff, start looking around at what I'm, actually physically wear the things and look at my stat screen, but we're playing Ashenzari, so we have maybe one shot at this considering how many remove curse we're wearing, so it's kind of a pain. Okay, let's go buy this ring. I'm pretty well set on buying the ring. Okay, so we switch out both of our rings. We lose a little dex, but it's not that big of a deal. We lose our poise, again, doesn't matter. We have stat form. And we lose Sinv, but we've already got that from worshipping Ashenzari. Do we want to switch out these boots? I don't think so. I don't think we do. So there are 3 items we're going to uncurse. One is the buckler. Actually, there's 4 items we're going to uncurse. One's the buckler. One is our staff, because we want to be able to punch things. And then the two rings. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. Let's do that. So remove curse. Yes. Buckler. Staff. Ring. And that's it. Okay. So we drop the ring. We drop this other ring. So now we're wearing the correct rings. Drop the buckler. Drop the staff. We're just going to grab a generic shield. Obviously, I really don't want to use large shield of ignorance on this guy. I mean, I do, actually. Let me see if I can still use stat form with large shield of ignorance. I think I'm actually going to use it. No joke. Although it's hard to test. It's actually hard to test, and the reason for that is that I'm using Ashenzari. So the thing is, like, it says 58% fail rate, but if I curse the shield, then my skill goes up. So it's really quite weird. Use my spell success calculator. Is that hosted somewhere? Okay. So these would be the things that we curse, and we actually have 2 remove curse, but I know that there was more. There's one for sale in Elf, for example. Success rate. Spell success rates are colored according to miscast severity. Okay, yeah, I know that. $. Spell failure calculator for version 0.23. I don't know, you're trying to grab my IP address with this Google Doc. I know what's up. Okay, let me just copy this, I guess. I'll bring this up in another window, I guess. Do not copy from one cell in here to another. Google Sheets will change all references from the first to the second, breaking everything. You get a lot of trust just putting this into LearnDB for someone to abuse it. So how does this work now? Oh, wow, okay. So I don't want to bring this up on stream because it's like a whole hassle, but there's a lot of yeah, I'm just going to assume it's going to work. I don't want to have to learn how to work this thing. It doesn't look that complicated, but I think we'll be fine. My instinct is that we'll be able to basically cast stat form. I think. And if not, well, hold on. How's my spell hunger? 4 pips. It's not too bad. Honestly, I just don't want to paste in all the numbers. Perpetual blur is all. All right, let me, we're gonna, actually the thing, see, that's the other thing is we're gonna have all this extra training in the magic spells. Right now we have no magic boost. So yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me recurse everything, and we'll see if I feel very bad about it. But let me curse the 2 rings first, right? So we're not committing. Now what? Now statue form is 12%, so it's fine. It's fine. So we are going to curse the large shield of ignorance. Take that to 25. Take unarmed combat to 20, and suddenly, boys and girls, we have ourselves a staff form character. 9% statue form. That's not half bad. Sort of focus on the unarmed combat. And we've still got pretty decent castability on things like, 1% Iron Shot, that's good. All of our summons are still working except for Summon Hydra. I mean, this is great. This is great. Is there Blink available yet? No. Just looking at a few different things. I kind of want to get Summon Forest online. Let's look for Amnesia. It's a little bit of housekeeping here. And you're going to end up doing this on Deep Elves is the thing. You're going to end up spending some time messing with your spells, probably. It's not a very straightforward path. Don't get double hellfired while silenced and slowed again. Believe me, I'm not planning on it. Alright, Spellforge Servitor. No, keep the Servitor. We're going to want to train some more summons for sure. Actually, I think I'm going to keep Summon Hydra. Is there anything else I want to memorize? Not really. I don't think. Actually, I want Irradiate. Yeah, we already did Elf Bro. Irradiate is like, first of all, the spell power is outrageous right now. Because we have a ton of conjurations. It's really good. So we don't even really need to punch things if we don't have to, you know what I mean? If we have a problem. If we have a problem, we don't even need to punch things. We just slaughter it with the nuclear bomb, you know? Is there anything else I want to memorize? Let's do this right. Maybe Yara's. Is Yara's castable for me? Yeah. Maybe Dragon Form, but we really don't need Dragon Form yet. We'll get Yara's. Okay. I'm going to go to my other stack of Amnesia. We're just going to get rid of some of the old spells that saw us through the early game, but are really not that useful here, so Call Imp, for example. And everything else I think we're going to keep. Maybe Fireball. We'll keep Fireball for now. Probably get rid of it at some point, but it's fine. I'd really like to get Vile Clutch, but I'm okay with this. This is fine. Also, let's oh hey buddy, let's drop these enchant armors and not pick any more up. We probably won't need it. This is really interesting. We are a caster wearing the large shield of ignorance, which is pretty hilarious. But you know what? Suddenly we're a pretty tanky character. I'm okay with this, man. I'm totally fine with it. So what are we doing? We got the slime rune last time, I guess. And I suppose I probably did it early, didn't I? I don't think I went into the vaults at all. Nope. Let's see how this goes. Punching with 0. 0 skill. It's not bad. It'll go up really fast is the thing. We're training only unarmed combat and shields, and we have unarmed combat focused, so even at the -2 aptitude, we should see a very quick gain. The only thing I sort of regret is that, well, we're not getting the full Ashenzari bonus anymore, because our weapon is not, it's not quite so good. Sleepy stream, yeah, it is, isn't it? A little bit late. Let's lamp these guys. I guess I'll be iron shotting a bit here. at least until my unarmed combat comes up to par. Fireball is still useful, at least for killing boggarts quickly. Staff of Earth? You mean like Staff of Earth melee? That's an interesting option, I guess. Is the... You know, I've never went and looked. Is the Earth crush damage actually good? Knuckle Dusters to curse if you're Ash. Well, I was always of the opinion that I think that as an Ashenzari character, you should be allowed to curse your fists. Because, I mean, just curse the slot and just have it give unarmed combat bonus. What's wrong with that, you know? It's never felt very good to me. What hasn't felt good to you? Yeah, stat form unarmed will be amazing. As it always is, really, even with my bad strength. Oops, I better go back into staff form. But yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice having GDR on a character that has been so fragile this entire game. Like this is why I go staff form. It's not because it's I wouldn't even say that it's overpowered. Like if this character was doing the well and truly optimal thing, staff form's probably not the path. This is just it's safer insofar as if I make a mistake, I get punished less. And that's half true, because in certain situations you get punished an awful lot more if you make a mistake with staff form up. One great example is something that happened on stream not too long ago, which is that elf situation. You know, where I was silenced and I was in staff form. It was horrible. It's horrible. Totally horrible. But in general, you'd rather be in staff form than not. Deep Elf staff form puncher, it's true. Yeah, Perpetual Blur, I understand the benefits. I just wonder... Oh, that's what Man Man was talking about. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think it's going to do much melee, like Man Man said. I mean, we could try it, but there's only so many things you get to try. You know, on a guy that has limited numbers of remove curse. I am indeed the muscle wizard. It's just like real life. Alright, that's Vaults 1. We are, check it out, flying upwards on skill, 4.3 unarmed already. We might very well keep Ashenzari, you know? Even into the end game. Even though she's certainly not going to do as much for me as Zin. Yeah, I see a Saplex. I think it's implying that my Deep Elf is a little bit overweight. What do you guys think? I haven't... Okay, good. I was going to say I haven't mutated myself at all, have I? With reckless use of Irradiate. Okay, this thing does not have LCS, so... Whoa, okay, that's... Corrode is here. Go ahead and teleport. That was annoying. Summon a forest. Summon our servitor. That's a great example of something you really don't want to tab into. You know, no matter how strong your guy is. Gigantic army of bros. That also has a corrosive man in it. Entropy Weaver. Did I just assume Ash's gender? Ash will always be female to me. Even if the gods in this game technically don't, according to the lore, have such a thing. Curse your hand for UC boost. I was saying that should be possible. It's not, but it should be. We are MR/2. Wow, I sure wish I had ammo. Hold on, I'm gonna acid here. The goal was to kill the Deep Elf Annihilator. Let's take a step. Let's take another step. I'm trying not to get wrecked by the Annihilator is the thing. My D-missile is down. Let's recast it. That could have gone badly, but it didn't. It could have slowed me or something. Yeah, sure, Lucy's female. I mean, look at the name. Radiate. Again, we're going to acid through. It's just not working very well, damn. Yeah, I don't want to get LCS. That's the one downside, really. Okay, good. We got our servitor out. Okay, we'll order him to... Hell yeah, he owns the Annihilator. What a shame that the Spellforge servitor cannot cast or radiate. I have significant complaints. Even if that might be broken and or horrifyingly suicidal, I would love to see that in the game. Oh, I'm going to train a little bit of Translokes up to like 5. That's just to make Summon Forest better. That sounds like a fun combo to me. I really like high-risk, high-reward plays, though. Or not even really high-risk, high-reward. Like, I've been struggling... This is a thing I talk about on stream a lot, and I've been struggling to come up with a name for it, and I'm sure it has a name. I just don't know it. The idea that something is, like, very... it's got a very high skill ceiling, and also a very high skill floor. And so if you use it wrong, it kills you. And if you use it right, then you are a much better, stronger player. I enjoy things like that. One of those things that, you know, it makes you feel the pain, but every time you misuse it, you realize how to use it better. You know, there's a number of spells like that in this game. Malign Gateway, I guess, is kind of an example. Insofar as, like, you use it wrong and you end up getting hit by your own tentacle, and then you die. That's more of a simple example of it, but... Crystal Ball was meant to be. Yeah, Immo. Immo is the prime, by far, good one, doesn't he? That is by far the best example of this. And you'll have people, you know, respected people in the community, especially from the dev side, that will legitimately tell you never to use Immolate. And then you'll have me, who I use Immolate every single damn game, you know, to great effect. Sometimes it literally has made the game... You know, this streak would probably be over if I didn't have Immolate during that Octopode game. The one where I destroyed that ogre and his buddies with the help of Immolate and got some sort of cheeky last-minute experience. Let's take charms a little bit higher. But is Minmay the person who talks about how MO is bad and should never be used? Is that the person I'm thinking of? I want to take transmutations up a little bit, maybe to 14. This is just to get statue form a little bit more castable, but also to pump up the AC value of it a little bit. So yeah, basically leaving Ashenzari is a huge pain, not because of the wrath, but because like and I remember this very well, even though I almost never play Ashenzari because it was so memorable, is that when you abandon Ashenzari, the real wrath is the fact that you don't have Ashenzari's help anymore. So you know, you don't really realize just how much you've come to rely on the mega boost of skills that she's giving you. Until you abandon her. And then, surprise, you suck. Your character sucks and you just didn't realize it. That's why Ashenzari is like really, really strong, but is so easy to underestimate. You could do the opposite of what Minmay suggests and be right most of the time. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Between the suggestions that I should be banned from literally everything, I regard this individual with not very much respect. Let me just put it that way. Okay, we probably shouldn't be in stat form versus the self, but it's fine. We have Yara's. If he was to haste, we could just do that. Speaking of Yara's, I wish we had Blink so we could Yara's Donald here. Do I have cancel? I have 7 mutation. I don't mind getting mutated. Okay. The disto sent me away. It's going to be good when my unarmed combat finally catches up. We're kind of able to punch things to death, but it's a chore. Oh man, I messed up with that door because I was playing CDDA the other day. I hit the wrong button. In Cataclysm, like every single time you do anything, you have to specify a direction. Whereas in DCSS, it's smart about this. Like you go to close a door and you close it, the only one. Okay, let's rest out this contamination. But yeah, longbows, sure. Longbows are great. You will curb stomp the whole game, basically. I think I'd rather have a shield, particularly with the advent of clown pies, but there's you'd be a fool if you said that longbows are bad, I think. Okay, check this out. You can just Yara's Deep Elf Archers whenever you want, because they always have demissile on, and they'll even recast it for you, so you can do it twice. We got low magical capacity, but I don't need that. Mutations need reworked. Bro, you're preaching to the choir. I've been saying that for, I think, literally years at this point. A few mutations are like game-ending. Blurry vision, teleportitis, and berserkitis. Frail's fine. I like where frail is at, because frail is, you know, it's just like an annoying thing you gotta live with. But teleportitis is game ruining. Berserkitis can be game ruining depending on what character you're playing. And blurry vision is just, it's not game ruining, but it makes your character a shadow of his former self, because, well, good luck. Good luck surviving bad situations with the ease that you survived them before. Yeah, no, I like the... Frail to me is exactly what a mutation should be. Something that makes your game harder in a way that is not sort of deeply horrific. This Mana Viper. This Mana Viper. What is happening here? Taking more damage than I thought I would. Why don't we... Hold on. That dude still has a DESu sword, but I'm gonna acid Boris here. I want him gone. Punch him to death, good. Let's lightning bolt. Alright. Hell Knight just sort of decided to blink. They do that. I wish I could blink. I really wish I could blink. I want to Yaris him, that's why I want to blink. Statue form is ending, but we should be okay. Okay, good, he's dead. Put statue back up. I have indeed noticed that I'm getting glaved here. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yaris. Punch actually works. You dislike no regen, but you don't think that needs changed. I actually really like no regen as well. And by the way, that just reminded me to cast regen. The thing about no regen is, like, it makes your game a lot tougher if you don't play around it. But if you do play around it, it's really not that bad. Wild Magic can be game ending on niche characters. I don't think game ending. I think, maybe. I doubt it. You'd have to get more than one level, I think, for it to be truly meaningful. But that's the thing. Like mutations really run the gamut between completely and totally ignorable to game crushing. And I don't. Is that intentional? I don't know. But the whole grievance I've always had with mutations has been more along the lines of, you know, on top of having these mutations that really wreck your game, there's a lot of RNG involved as to whether you can get rid of them or not. Because, you know, you're either going to find mutation potions or you're not. Because they ruined the capstone of Zen, what does a character do if he's got, let's say he's got teleportitis? Well, if he wants to win, you know, if he's taking the game seriously, you know what he's not going to do is he's not going to go into Zot with teleportitis. It's crazy. So what's he going to do? Well, he doesn't have any mutation potions because the RNG didn't work out for him. So either he farms the Abyss for 1 billion years, you know, which is obviously, that's against crawl philosophy, right? You know, you don't want to encourage the player to do something tedious, right? But it is the optimal thing to do. So that's the number one option. He goes into the Abyss and he sits there for roughly 4 billion years until until he finds enough potions. Okay, so yeah, no, what was that happened to Zen? Let me tell you about it. Yeah, Zen used to let you just turn off mutation, like, you know, your capstone is just boom, clean all the mutations. And then if you stuck with Zen after that, you pretty much couldn't get mutated again. So, you know, it was like a one-time only, like, get out of jail free card, which is something the game badly needed with the way that mutations were balanced. But now it's every potion of mutation is a cure mutation potion, so you can do it more than once now, but it's reliant on RNG. So the only other path that exists in the game right now to reliably remove bad mutations, without needing to farm is to go Jivia. There's a couple problems with that too. First of all, Jivia is just like a weirdly balanced god that does wacky things to your stats that are very, very hard to work around. But perhaps more importantly, Jivia's probably dead by the time you're thinking about doing that swap. You probably killed TRJ, which means you cannot worship Jivia anymore. So you can imagine where this is kind of a problem. What is this nonsense? Why am I getting owned so much? I have 34 AC. Guess that's really not that much. Oh, there's my D-Missile. There's my D-Missile leaving. Let's teleport. Let's pop a curing. This is actually very dangerous what I'm doing. Let's acid. Good. Yeah, no, I was going to mention Zom as the comedy option. See, I said reliable. Because, like, GB has an actual ability that straight up removes mutations as many times as you want. Any bad mutation, boom, you use a little bit of GV piety, you're totally good. Whereas, you know, you've got Zom. He might give you good mutations. He might take away bad ones. I mean, on a long enough timeline, I've noticed it trends good. But that's really not large. To me, that's the same thing as farming the Abyss for mutation potions, which is really not something you want the player to have to do. So I've tried to explain this to the devs that the current setup does not really square itself away very well with their stated philosophy, but nobody wants to listen to me on that side of the fence, you know. Also, what's up, Bootrick? I don't know if I've seen you in this stream before. What's up, buddy? Gozag for potion shops. Yeah, I guess I would consider that to be like a faster farm than Abyss. It's like unreliable, but it's less unreliable, you know, because you're definitely getting gold, right? So that means you are definitely getting shops, and it is only a matter of time until you get enough shops that you find mutation. But I mean, it's also only a matter of time until you find enough mutation potions if you're willing to farm Abyss. But I mean, it's not a bad option considering you'd be using the best god in the game. Seems okay to me as far as choices go. Of course, swapping to Gozag in the late game is kind of a problem, isn't it? Because, well, let's take a look right now. We're in the late game, or we're close to it. It costs me 1,900 gold to get Gozag. And that number only goes up as I find more gold. Pretty much only played simple things like Troll Berserker or Zom Chaos Knights. Well, those are fun options. I mean, Chaos Knights are probably the hardest class in the game. And Troll Berserkers are really strong, so it's like you have a nice little selection of easy and hard there. But yeah, no, winning this game is fun. It just requires an awful lot of knowledge about how the game works. Like I have the current world record in terms of the streak wins, and that's largely a function of just like knowing how much damage things can do to you at any given time. Actually, right now I'm in horrible danger because I have stat form on, and this thing can hit me twice if he decides to Crystal Spear me. I kind of really screwed up, so let's put a Spire here, and that's an example of doing something that stops me from just straight up dying, because if he tried to use his Crystal Spear, which can do 102 damage a pop, it's going to hit the Spire first, not me. Probably. Almost guaranteed. The biggest problem might have found in introducing people to this game is that they asked questions, and I am hard-pressed to not go off on one for 20 minutes. Yeah, there's a lot of complexity to this game. I've I've had people describe DCSS as simple, um, which is really the opposite of the word that I would use to describe it. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. Looks like we have nets again. I mean, to me, it's like there really must be a certain amount of complexity going on here, just because of the fact that, you know, there's a really simple way of checking. Is a game basically RNG, or is it, you know, is it like an interesting tactical or strategic experience? And here you've got a game where a large swath of the player base has probably either never won a game or they win maybe like 0.5% of their games. But at the same time, you've got me and others who are able to streak, you know, dozens of games in a row with the wins. They can win the game dozens of times in a row without stopping, no losses in between. And so how do you square those two things? You know, obviously it's not purely RNG, even though some of the old like funny guides on the wiki say that kind of stuff. There's some RNG involved for sure, and if you watch the stream, you're gonna hear me complain about it in the early game. But I mean, it's just that's what's interesting to me about it, and that's what tells me that there's a certain level of complexity, because you have such a huge disparity in win rates and a huge disparity in opinions about the game. You know, I think we want these Ice Blast wands. We definitely want the clouds. What all is for sale? Bro, there's so much good stuff for sale. I mean, we need to be careful. Also, I sure wish I had an Archmagi robe. But one hasn't spawned unless it's this guy right here. Okay. What if I just buy the clouds? 227 left? No. Okay, I want to go get these potions of haste. Top 2.5% of online players. But you still feel like you suck? Well, just win some more games. That feeling will go away. But I mean, even if you're like at the absolute top of your game, you're gonna lose sometimes. Is the thing. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Is like you're gonna make mistakes that make you feel super dumb. It happens to me all the time. You know, and it's like nobody's infallible. And it's kind of funny. There's a server called Akrasiak in this game, and I looked that up, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right actually, but Akrasia is an actual word, and it essentially translates to, and I'm not reading this out of a dictionary, so forgive me if I get it slightly wrong. It essentially translates to like you knowing better, but doing something anyway due to a lack of willpower. And it's such a great example of crawl because like it's a game that really tells you a lot about discipline. You know, because if you handle situations poorly, it's a turn-based game, right? You have all the time in the world to think about it, but you didn't, and then you did something against your better judgment, and that happened to me just like yesterday. I almost died on this character. Market good. I don't know, man. I'm encouraging you. That's my way of encouraging you, bro. I'm not very good at that, but I'm trying my best. Abuse 2 copies of the game at once to dupe items. Aw, man, you don't have to cheat. Honestly, good mutations aren't even that good. Alright, check it out. We're in Volts 5. Because we have statue form, I'm going to have a pretty okay time in here. Otherwise, I might not have. I think we're going to do the whole pull things up plan. Hopefully we get lucky. Oh, that's Boris again. Hopefully we get lucky and we don't have any wardens show up for a good long while. Really teaches conserving spoons, too. I think I'm going to need to have that one explained to me, Peebler. Spoons. What could that mean? Anyway, yeah, so we're going to stare dance this and really hope we don't get caught. If we do get caught, like if a warden shows up, is there anything we could do about that, I wonder? Imagine, we could have Shatter online right now if I wanted to, or Tornado. But we just don't, because I went in a different direction. We might actually end up getting Shatter online on this character, actually. Seems like the right move. Although that 16 Deep Elf int, I don't know. I feel like I should take these boots off with the int -4 and just wear like a +2 boot or something. Spoon is a metaphor in the physically mentally disabled community? Okay. Referring to how many things you can motivate yourself to do in a given day before you are too tired and too much pain to do things you even if you know you should. Oh, okay. Ego depletion. I've heard of this. I've never heard it described in that way. That's interesting. Yeah, you know, actually my friend Wesley, who's a very talented artist, and you guys should check out his webcomic and his DeviantArt if you get a chance. He has talked about me doing this exact thing. So I know the phenomenon you're talking about, but he used different words. Hold on, I'm gonna shill his, I'm going to just like blatantly shill his DeviantArt here because he's been a good friend to me, especially lately. Anyway, so the thing is, he called it, God, what did he call it? It was something about, like minimizing brain space or something like that. He had some clever way of referring to this, and I just cannot remember exactly what it was, but it was the idea of like I make choices on my characters that purposefully limit the amount of things I have to think about. I don't think that is something that is honestly I don't think that is something that only people with like disabilities have to think about. I think it's just that like people that are abled tend to have higher tolerance, but you know, you'll run yourself out of mental or emotional energy even if you're completely and totally like mentally and physically healthy, you know. Should have come up a long time ago. That Lich was a little bit dangerous. He could have a, you know, he could have LCS and our D missile was down. Let's go back down. Let's pull up. Yeah, they still update it. Hold C spine, but I mean, there's a, I don't know, you could say that the development has stagnated quite a bit. There's a lot of people who are very unhappy with the current dev team. There's very interesting forks being developed, which I would definitely recommend you take a look at first. One is being developed by a guy named BHoth, also known as Gary Burton. It's called B-Crawl, and it's quite interesting. I'm developing a fork. I've been pretty slow about it, but sooner or later that's going to be up. Tentatively named not MRG Crawl. Just kidding, that's not the real name. Okay, so we're locked out. The warden is here. So with the warden here, we would like to go upstairs, but we can't. Now, ordinarily, this would be where I get out of dodge, so to speak. But I think we can kill him pretty quickly is the thing. And if not, we've got 3 blinking, so let's just... Yeah, see? We got him. It's great. Let's go up. Now, of course, we could get MR/2'd and paralyzed here, so let's, again, irradiate the hell out of these things, killing them so fast that we don't die. To the inevitable paralyze. Explode. Yeah, exactly. I wish we had Immolate. That'd be useful here, but now I'm getting nervous, man. There's a lot of stuff down here. There's just an awful lot of stuff. Now, none of it can do a huge amount of damage to me, except for Hellfire from this Sorcerer, and he's not going to do that because there's likely going to be a lot of stuff in the way. Or this Ogre Mage could, in theory, LCS me. And of course, Boris here could come in with the Iron Shot, but D-Missile makes that pretty unlikely. So I think we're going to keep, perhaps against my better judgment, we're going to keep trying to Stare Dance, and oh, okay. Now we've got a problem. So I can't just, like, irradiate this fella here, because he's not next to me. A cute little spell I was using to blow up all the stuff around me, it's a no-go. So, I think this is where we teleport. And I think this is where we burn a haste. So we burned a couple of irradiates, killed something there. It's going to be a good place to hide right here if I can clear it out. What's the problem with the Warden? Yeah, as Perpetual Blur says, he locks the stairs, so until he's dead, or until a certain amount of time passes, which is generally way too long to even think about trying to wait out, you can't go into doorways, you can't go into staircases. So a lot of DCSS strategy sort of revolves around the idea, it's called Stare Dancing. By the way, it's really cool to see some new people here. I love to explain this stuff. It's called Stare Dancing. So the idea is, you know, you take a few things up with you, and then you're a lot safer than if you were to try to fight all that stuff at the same time. But in Vaults 5, this is the end of the vaults, and it's a very dangerous, it's a very precarious, dangerous type of fight, because yeah, you could get sort of locked in. And man, you don't want to be locked in, do you? Let's use an Acid Wand. I want to kill this priest as fast as possible. We got hit with the Smite. Let's put up a Spire, like right here. Ow. See, this could be bad. We have D-Missile up, but this could still be bad because the Spear could just wreck me. File of Floods. Okay, luckily, instead of me getting Crystal Speared to death, my Spellforged Servitor essentially shot a gun in the Ogre Mage's face. Let's put D-Missile up. Golden Dragon is mited. Not good. A mited Golden Dragon is no joke. I think we blink, actually. We don't want to be next to a mited Golden Dragon, not on this character. Not while slow. We're gonna haste. We're slow from staff form, by the way. This is crap. We need to rest up. Could we finish this fight, I wonder? If I agi and I really just rely on acid. Yeah, magic mapping is probably something I should have done, although on Ashenzari, as you say, it might be a little less important. Typically I don't do it though, because it's usually pretty obvious where the good choke points are. Honestly, I shouldn't have gone in here. The real move was I should have gone to the bottom right immediately. All right, we're going to agi. Take a step, and we're just going to start burning our acids. Bye-bye, Golden Dragon. Okay, punch, punch. I'm not worried about the Flayed Ghost. He cannot flay me, as I am a statue. Okay, can I get a Servitor out? Hell yeah. Crap, stuff just keeps coming. We're still hasted and agied, but that doesn't mean I'm happy about this. We have 4 heal wounds. I think I'm going to burn one. Okay. Wish I had more mana is the thing. You know what? We have 8 curing and we have 4 ambrosia. Let's just use ambrosia real fast. It's going to take my SH away, but that's okay. Resist, maybe? It's not a bad idea. Yeah, it's not terrible. By the way, I just realized I should definitely not be wearing those boots because it's just killing my... They're taking away my intelligence, and they're not even giving me our core unless I'm outside of stat form, so... 2 resistance, I only have 2. It's okay. We will resist. That's a good idea. Giving me a little more defense against these fire giants, and then Ambrosia's gonna... We know we're confused for a bit because of it, but our healing is great, and more importantly, I'm getting mana back. Good. Use the forest. And now we irradiate. D-missile dropped, recast it. Deflect missiles is so hugely important in here. Not having it on a fragile character is just hellish. You know. Hey, /echo, by the way, in addition to stat form being immune to flay, if you are flayed and then you cast stat form, it just straight up turns off the flay. It's hilarious and really, really strong. I love it. In case that's not obvious. Let's get into a hallway here. Okay, so our haste is gone, our agi is gone. But we're in a hallway. How about we use 1 acid to soften these guys up? And honestly, I probably should have lamped first. Let's lamp now. Melee. Let me use 1 more acid. Okay. Oh, stat form ended. The never-ending army over here. It also cures poison. No, it doesn't exactly cure poison. It pauses the poison, so to speak. Do you play random characters for the challenge, or pretty much the same class race combo each time? Let me show you. For the first 43 wins of this streak. This is a 49 win streak. For the first 43 of them, I was copying something that was done by one of the, I think, original devs of this game. His name is Elliptic, and he had done a very long streak. And he had sort of quasi-randomed them. I think he sort of executed a certain amount of, or exercised a certain amount of judgment. Like if he got a combo that was horrifically stupid, like a, I don't know, like a Felid Chaos Knight, he probably didn't do it. This is just a guess. I don't think he fully random, but he kind of quasi-randomed the first 43 games. So Tengu Conjurer, Kobold Earth Elementalist, Vinestalker Earth Elementalist, Naga Necromancer, so on and so forth. You can see the combos right here. His streak ended when he tried to play the 44th game, which was a Spriggan Enchanter, and perhaps a little bit of Akrasia hit him, and he died to a Bolt of Draining in the depths. So that didn't happen to me. And so as far as like the rest of these, I have just been sort of doing combos that I think sound fun in order to finish out the streak in terms of I want the streak to represent every single race and every single background. And so it didn't have a null, so I did the Null Conjure, which was also kind of symbolic because Null Conjure is the combo that broke my, my last long streak. It didn't have any Barakians because Barakians didn't exist when Elliptic did his streak, so I did a Barakian Artificer just because, well, Artificer is a very easy background for streaking purposes. And I didn't, well, Barakians are kind of a challenge race in some ways. I didn't want to sort of fool with the danger of that. Then I played a Demon Spawn Wanderer, which is probably a pretty weak start depending on what you get, but it worked out okay. And then I played a Halfling Hunter. So those were species that weren't represented. In the case of the Demon Spawn, Wanderer was the only class that wasn't represented. Once I finish this Deep Elf, there will only be one thing that's not represented in the streak, and that is a mummy. So our next game is going to be a mummy, probably a mummy necromancer, but I'm not actually sure because I think I might have a mummy necromancer on YouTube right now. And if that's the case, I don't want to do the same combo twice, you know. So maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do like a mummy ice elementalist or something. Might be okay. But yeah, it's probably one of the worst species. Anyway. Okay, we got an issue. That is an annihilator right here. We don't have any silence. Let's put Spire here. I've had it. We're going to telly. And you know what I should have been doing this whole time, and I haven't been, just out of pure, unadulterated hubris? Number one, I should have trained Necromancy to 5. Number two, I should have been casting Regen. What am I doing? This would be so much less painful if I was regenerating. There we go. I would be at like full hit points all the time if I had been casting Regen. That's one of my biggest problems, is that I forget to cast that. Snake. What do you want me to cast? Sticks to Snakes? Actually, give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Just had a bit of a frog in my throat there. I think I had too many tortilla chips with my chili earlier, perhaps. A baracum in my throat, exactly. Okay, so you're saying I should have used possibly Snake to block the Annihilator. I will tell you why that doesn't work. First of all, the snakes could show up in the wrong spot. Like if the snakes show up on my let's say the Annihilator's to my right, snakes could show up to my left. That would suck. And then he just shoots me and I die. But the main problem is that even if it shows up in the right spot, yeah, as Backslash is saying, they actually have pretty good evasion. So the likely scenario there is that the Annihilator shoots his gun off at me, and it goes right over my snake's little tiny head and into my butthole. So I don't want to die. I don't want to die to LCS today. I don't. The snake's not going to do a whole lot. Whereas if I look at the Spire, inexplicably they do have a little bit of EV, but not much. So 9 times out of 10, the Spire will block any kind of projectile. Although it is really weird. It's a stationary monster, and yet it does have a little bit of EV. Those kind of things are supposed to have absolutely no EV. So I'm at a loss as to explain why it has any at all. So technically, I am taking a risk when I do that. Anyway, we got to full hit points again. By the way, for those of you who are new, this Irradiate spell I'm casting is overpowered as hell. Not only is it doing an enormous amount of damage to these guys, it's also debuffing the ones that are not undead, which is really good, because it means that my punches do more damage. Let's summon a forest. Oh, can't do it here. Have D-Missile up still. Can I Yara's here? Is there anything I can Yara's? He's invisible, but what is punch? I'd like to hold on. What book is this? Okay, it's not the LCS book. So we can hang out here for a hot minute, I think. Debating with your buddy about rebalancing Barakians today. I don't think Barakian is really unbalanced. Do you think it's too weak, or do you think it's too strong? Hey, Hold C-Spine, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Oh, see, look, we're taking so much damage. I can't just duke it out here. I guess I gotta teleport. Really lame. Okay, the Orc Warrior has a Wand of Para, but we have so much MR. Okay, hold on. This is lame. We just ran out of stat form, and we don't have the mana to put it back up. So we're going to Ambrosia real quick. And then we're going to drink Curing. Then we're going to put statue form up. We're burning through resources, but frankly I expected this as soon as we had to telly. As soon as we realized that we didn't get like the super easy, super lucky Vaults 5, where we get to stare dance to our heart's delight. As soon as I realized that wasn't happening, I knew we were in for some resource usage here. Yeah, I don't think Barakians are boring at all, personally, man. I mean, I think that they are. Well, it depends. It depends what you find interesting. This is one of those things where it's, of course, your mileage is going to vary a lot based on your personal preferences, but yeah, as Backslash says, the aptitudes are amazing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a really straightforward sort of. Oh shit! I'm not in statue form. What am I doing? I think I need to blink. That sucks. Final Floods to kill that. Okay, we're just going to hang out here and let our allies do the work. Except for you, you're getting paralyzed. I'll just punch you to death. Brain depletion setting. Ah, there you go, it's the spoons. It's the spoons, man. I don't have enough of them. No, it has to do with... so one of my big mistakes is that well, I wouldn't say mistakes. One of my weaknesses is that I have trouble talking and playing at the same time, which you would think would be a good reason not to stream, but the reality is I don't think I would have gotten this streak at all if I wasn't streaming, because I play better when I'm explaining what I'm doing, and sort of it helps me stay paying attention. But sometimes there are times when I get so involved with what I'm saying that it's just hard to do two things at once, so it's kind of a dichotomy there, I guess. But yeah, no, long story short is, like, I really do like Barakians. I think it's interesting to have to give up one of the most important things in the game, which is move speed, in order to get another thing, which is one of the most important things in the game, which is high aptitudes. You know, I think it's just the equation there. It's like, you could say that it's boring, but I think the word I would use is straightforward, I guess. Both distracting and focusing. Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's focusing when I'm just like talking about what I'm doing. It's a little distracting when I'm talking to the crowd, which is not a complaint, by the way. I love to talk to you guys and answer questions and theory craft and this and that. But that is where the character sometimes suffers from misplays, I think. But hey, that just means that we get to have a very interesting time getting out of the bad situations, right? Human plus, but they're slow. Yeah, I could see that, man. The extra line of sight thing, though, I agree it doesn't have a huge impact, but it's a really interesting... that I didn't even mention that a minute ago. I think it's a really interesting, in theory, kind of thing. And there is some interesting stuff you can do with it. My favorite Barakian to play is actually a Barakian Fire Elementalist with Irradiate, or not Irradiate, with Ignition, since you can hit everything on the screen. It's hilarious. Okay, this is this character just feels like it's fighting more stuff than I was expecting, pretty much all the time. Oh, that's my item now. Good. Charmed him. That feel when shafted into Frog Pond IRL. No. Not a big fan of frog ponds in real life, because usually... Aren't those usually places where there's a lot of mosquitoes as well? No thanks, man. Yeah, the lore. Maybe I've just been sucked in by the lore, to be honest, because as you say, it's I don't know. There's a lot to love there. It's a really interesting story. I'm frankly surprised that the Crawl Devs came up with it. I think the idea is that they like fell from the grace of the good gods, and so they were punished by making their shadows go away, which is really sort of quirky and weird, and I don't know, I just like it. Let's go up. You get immune to mosquito bites after a decade or so. I see. Not sure if I believe such a thing, prepaid linen. Dissolution's backstory is the best. I like that one too, actually. A priest of a city that was invaded by slimes, and so he, to save his life, he decided to worship the slime god. This is very bad. I could get iron shotted twice for a lot of damage. This is where I sure wish I had silence. And it's available, I just didn't memorize it like a big fat dummy. I made it upstairs, but then I went right back down like a fool. It's not a punishment. The shadows flee because they remember who the Baraki served. Oh, is that what's going on? I must be remembering wrong. Huh. Yeah, man. I think that would be kind of interesting, like a Caverns of Time World of Warcraft type thing, where you visit the invasion of Dissolution City. That'd be cool. Alternate dimension or something. I think we need to blink for safety here. Well, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, backslash. That's definitely a thing that's going away in my fork. Okay, Ancient Lich, he has Iron Shot. This is something like, it's over 100 damage, I know that. I know we have D-Missile, but I'm not going to trust it. And he's within range already. 3D 44, yeah, that's, goddamn, that's 130 some damage. In many runs, Dissolution doesn't exist. Ah, but in some runs he does. Also, what's up, Tumalu? How you doing? Trying to get myself out of this pickle without using a blink scroll, but I think I have to. Just to be safe. It's our very last one. Put the Spire up. Put the Servant up. Put the Forest up. Put the Mana Viper up, and the other Mana Viper. Okay, we could get Tormented here. Okay, this is great. This is perfect. Nice little line for me to acid in. Now we happen to know this guy is the Force Lance Ancient Lich, which is, you know, he could Force Lance my ass for a decent amount of damage. How much is it? 3D 27. Not enough to kill me, that's for sure. Although I am stat form, so I technically, if he decided to do it twice, it's like possible. It's really not likely. It's more likely to miss because of my D-missile. Force Lance into wall, that's true. Rivals LCS damage? Does it? Okay. In that case. Well, the other thing is we've got Shadow Fiend here, so we could get tormented too, so there's quite a bit of damage here. So the safest play is to make a Spire here. The other play is to just not LCS, to Yara's him, so he takes damage. It's probably not enough to kill him, so we're going to put the Spire down. We're going to see, do we have Holy Word? We do not. We do not. God damn, I think we teleport. This is ugly as hell. I'm honestly surprised I'm not getting tormented here. Now we could acid through the Spire, make him hostile, and hit the Lich, but we might kill our own Spire, and then we're susceptible to the Force Lance, you know. This is not a thing we want to be. So we're going to teleport instead. And we'll solve that problem in a smarter way, not in stat form, so we have a little better action economy versus him. But we'll do that later. I should be more careful here. This could be Crystal Spears as well. But we already started the Irradiate plan. He's almost dead, and he is dead now, so. Spire. Statue form. Order them to attack the Annihilator. Crap. Definitely want the Spire in the way. Don't want to get LCS'd. Damn, dude, he's back. He's back. Deflect the Bolt of Cold. Okay. There's got to be a better way. This is rough. Tried to make cookies, but the timer got stuck. Sorry, backslash. Lost your wallet today. The apartment is full of smoke. Glad I didn't play crawl because I just know I would have splatted. Doesn't sound like you're having a good day, man. I'm sorry. Okay, oops. I did it again. I forgot to memorize silence. This could end very badly. Okay, we're going to let this telly actually take effect. In the transformation, let's be a little smarter, yeah? Let's go down. Let's memorize silence, which will let me safely kill these things. Much better. No, backslash, it's okay to complain a little bit, man. I don't think it's a problem. With a day like that, it sounds pretty like a confluence of pretty rare events, you know. Paralyzes didn't want to work for me. I'd also like to get some new boots on, but I want to finish Vaults 5 before we do that, because something good should possibly or could possibly show up here. Okay, silence. There we go. See? Easy. I can now stop stressing over whether or not LCS is just going to wreck me. Although, to be fair, I should probably... Wait, what am I trying to pick up here? Am I still trying to pick up enchant weapons? No, I'm not, so... Well, we're going to find out. Drop Gourmand. That was an Amulet of Reflection, okay. We found Ring of Robustness. Robustness is quite good. Quite good. I don't know what we would trade for that. We really don't want to lose our RF plus. But it would be nice, wouldn't it? Technically, we could do the whole swap thing, like go Dragon Form for RF plus when we need it. We also have these 2 Scrolls of Acquirement. One of those is probably going to be money. We'll finish out Vaults 5 and see what's up. Tab, 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 tab. Yeah, we must have found 2 on this floor. Ordinarily, I'd never delay. Hey, it's an R-Core ring. We'll drop that. Ordinarily, I'd never delay using those, but we're on Vaults 5. It's fine. I just want to see what else is on this floor. Silence. Statue form is ending. Statue form ended. That's okay. We have wands for this exact purpose. Great. I love how, you've got these liches and ancient liches, some of the most powerful, most dangerous things in the game. And one simple silence boy takes them out. Relative ease. Really trivializes the fight, Of course, silence can be very dangerous for you, too. Okay. I see we have an artifact GDA. Or GDS, I guess it's called now, Gold Dragon Scales. With Aralek on it, wow. That's really interesting. No, I don't think silence is overpowered, given how easily... In fact, silence is a lot like Immolate. It's one of those things that if you use it wrong, it will get you killed. I looked at BHOF's spell list changes for Ancient Liches. I have not. Tell me more. Minmay was recommending buffing it the other day. Silence? How and why? How would you even go about buffing? It's one of the best spells in the game, dude. Made them more synergistic. What do you mean, they like haste each other now or something? Buffing it to affect demons. You could do that. That feels very strong, though. Like that feels like that would just completely trivialize extended. I mean, right now it's a spell that trivializes some of the endgame threats, but not all of them. Whereas, like, if you change that, it would trivialize every single endgame threat, which strikes me as bad. It would become like a no-brainer spell that literally everybody gets if they go more than 4 runes. Buff silence by letting mummies cancel. Yeah! I'm down for making the mummy's life easier. Alright, let's decide on our boots. We don't want to have these damn... These dummy boots on. Int -4, forget that. You know what? I tell you what, let's get these boots of stealth. I might as well get some kind of little benefit, right? We have enchant armors lying around, why not? It would become a required spell for the same reason they removed haste. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I just realized we have a trove waiting for us. It is ready. We can do it right now. Let's grab this enchant weapon, because we're going to need it. Okay. There's the Demon Trident, that's a +2. So the Trove one's a +5 Demon Trident. And we have just enough enchant armor. I had forgotten about this. And then suddenly a flash of insight came into my head, just now, letting me know that there is a little something. Okay. It's kind of funny, you run into these troves earlier in the game, and I don't know about you guys, but I tend to just forget that they had anything. in the first place. Or forget that they existed, that is. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just straight up do things to counteract what I want. Wow, Jory High Roller over here is wrecking me with his battle axe of chopping. Oh, this is actually very bad. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna haste. I'm officially terrified. Am I gonna get Jory High Rolled? Do I net him? What do I do here? Why did I not kill him in the silence? The problem here is that... Yeah, sack's an option. The problem here is the silence is ending, and as soon as he gets out of that, he could start crystal spearing me for just an enormous amount of damage. I thought this was going to be a trivial fight. Sack is the right move. Punch. Still in the silence. Problem is he could still the spiders from the sack are actually quite quite evasive, so I can't really use them to block the LCS. We're gonna swing is what we're gonna do, because we swing very quickly with this haste up. There he is, he tried to crystal spear me. And D-missile ended. Punching stuff again, I see. Bro, we're about to get Jory high rolled. Jory has been high rolling. Hey, Gary Burton, I was actually shilling your fork a minute ago for these fine people. Here's an example of a reworked A-Lich spell list with synergy, Man said. Spell Haste, Force Lance, IOD, Lightning Bolt. Huh. Okay, so that's like a hardcore damage lich right there. Yeah, we were talking about your A-Lich changes. Oh my god, it's actually happening. This is outrageous. Drink heal wounds. I cannot believe we're losing to Jory. Agi. Am I still silenced? I can't silence again. The thing is, silence sticks around on your square only for a long time. Okay, thank God. Jesus Christ, that was horrifying. You guys don't understand. We were in risk of dying. I now have Guardian Spirit on, but Jory High Roller indeed. That time he just didn't want to die. For whatever reason, we just usually use silence and you punch on him and he just goes down. But that time he was just too defensive. 3d37 on that Crystal Spear, so that's 97, 100, 104, 111 damage possible from him. So, I mean, he could have wrecked us. Was he wearing heavy armor? Hey, thanks for the follow, Con Badger. Let's find out if he was... Yeah, he had plate armor on, but still. That was a rough encounter, I have to say. And the funniest thing about that is he was just sort of lurking in Vaults 4. Like, we just left him in here, I guess. Isn't Jory always in heavy armor? Yeah, he might be. I'm not actually sure about that. It wouldn't surprise me. Now that I'm done pooping myself, let's go into the Trove. 28 AC, it's pretty solid, alright. Still, I had debuffed that with acid, and he still just wasn't dying, although I should have done that sooner. Gotta respect the Jory, man. Yeah, an A-Lich with Blink does sound pretty horrifying. Alright, this is a ring repository. Let's see if any are worth it. Hoping for like an artifact Guardian Spirit. We have Shadows, we don't need that. No magic power. Stupid flying, wizardry. Harlek. It's probably a bunch of crap, isn't it? It's literally, it's all garbage. It's all garbage. It's not garbage, it's just things this character doesn't need. Kind of a sad state of affairs, but we didn't lose anything from going in here. So it's like I don't feel bad about it. It's just unfortunate that we didn't get anything that the character could actually use. Aralek plus EV, yeah, but we have stat form for Aralek is the thing, and we actually are getting Aralek from this ring right here. That is Aralek RN plus MR plus plus plus. I mean, the EV plus 4 would be nice, but we have Ring of Robustness around, so it's like in an ordinary game this would be an outrageously good ring, but in this game it's not. So it's all relative. Well, the thing is, man, about the Ancient Liches is, like, I like the fact that they personify the glass cannon. You know, they end an awful lot of runs, I bet. Just by virtue of the fact that they can while out and slam you for 144 or maybe 288 damage once in a while. So they require these very particular tactics, and if you use those tactics properly, you're good to go. And if you don't, well, some non-zero amount of the time, they're just going to kill you. So I like that kind of enemy, you know, where it's like you can't really blame the game because you died. Specifically avoided haste plus crystal spear liches. I tell you, I used to bitch and moan about those guys all the time, but as I got better at the game, I started to actually appreciate the fact that haste crystal spear liches are in the game, because it represents this threat where you have to reset the fight or have some kind of means of getting around it. You know, whether that's Yarazing the guy or putting dudes between you and them, or so on and so forth. Anyway, we have this acquirement. I want to wear my boots, but I also want to use this acquirement and see what we get. So, one of these is going to be armor, I think. Okay, they're boots of flying. It's pre-cursed, so I guess I'll use that. Yeah, the hot poison arrow ones, I call those the joke lich. I'm sure you guys have heard me call that the joke lich. Get the gold, we got 310, that's basically nothing, whatever. Let's remove curse, we're going to take off these damn boots. I'm going to wear these boots. I'm going to find that 3-stack of enchant armor that we left in Shoals. Let's petrify crystal spear instead. See, I have never been a big fan of the fact that the Ancient Liches have MR targeting things. Like magic resistance, it just doesn't work for me, because I understand it is like the most dangerous thing in the game, and so I always stack MR at all costs so they just can't screw me over at the end game. By the time you're in the end game, by the time you're fighting liches and Ancient Liches and whatever, I mean, you've probably got enough MR to be totally immune to whatever it is they can do. So I kind of want to rework magic resistance entirely, to be honest. Like, in terms of like paralysis as a spell, that is so much less interesting to me than something like, I don't know, the way that great eyes, what do they call it, floating eyes work, you know, where it's like you have to use clever positioning to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, checking MR is fine. Something like Petrify, I think, is in a great place. But paralysis as a spell, right, as you say, it's just lame as hell. I am not a big fan of paralysis in general. Like, paralysis should be an effect that happens because the player chooses for it to happen. It should be a downside to doing some cool thing. Like, I could see like a spell that does a lot of damage but paralyzes you for 5 turns as a you know, as a punishment or whatever, as like a backlash. Or the fact that, like, I don't know, Death's Door, you can revivify through it, but that paralyzes you for a few turns. That's what I see as the proper use of paralyze. Berserk, sure, great example. That's probably the best example. I don't know why that didn't come to mind immediately. All right. Anyway, okay, we're recursed. We used our stuff. We acquired gold. What am I wearing? A +2 cloak of cold resist? Yeah, we want to keep that on. So what do I want to buy? I don't want to buy any cloaks. Helmet, maybe? Yeah, I should have checked this out. Yeah, I should have checked this stuff out before I did my remove curse. Because yeah, we do have Helmet of Intelligence. And with 2 enchant armors, this is a swap that makes sense, isn't it? 3 int is going to be a small but meaningful bonus. Besides most of the stream. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, college boy? Much appreciated.
Did I miss anything besides most of the stream, I mean?
We almost died to Jory High Roller. You missed that. I went in, I had silence, I was in stat form, I started punching him, and he just didn't want to die, man. Silence was ending, and I was just standing there like, hey, what's up, Jory? You're gonna LCS me now, aren't you? And then he proceeded to LCS me, and I almost died. So a rough time was had by all, but luckily we saw through it and survived. So we have 4 runes now. Your internet is bad tonight? That sucks. Sorry, man. But thank you for the bits, I appreciate that. Alright, we got 4 runes. Where do we go? I guess we go to depths. I guess I gotta make a choice now. Am I gonna actually... Do I have the stones to abandon Ashenzari and find out exactly how shitty my character actually is without her help? I bet you if I abandon her, we're gonna suck badly. Why is all my stuff cursed? Ashenzari is the god, or goddess if you prefer, of curses. And one might say... Wait, does it actually say bondage? Let's see. No, it does not say she's the god of bondage, but that's the joke, I think. Anyway, the idea is that the more cursed you are, the more she benefits your skills. How was your break? It was alright. Are you talking about where I wasn't streaming for a few days? I've been kind of bad about my schedule lately. I don't think you're getting more power. I'm getting more survivability if I swap over to Zen. Did you die yet? No, I am yet living. I'm yet living, sir. I am not dead yet. We've almost died many times in this run due to my extreme hubris, but we've seen it through. Felt like weeks? No, I just have been streaming at sort of different hours, I think. Could check the VODs, I guess. Spam crying more? What? Oh, scrying. So what do you... This is a very mean comment from Perpetual Blur, not what I've come to expect. Alright, Boris number 3. He keeps coming back on me. Sadly, he has not spawned with an Archmagi robe yet. Okay, I want a bolt spell, and you know, it just so happens that I'm a deep elf, and I really shouldn't have to live without a bolt spell if I don't want to. So, which bolt spell do we want? We have our pick of the litter. It's a little bit late. God swap feels unnecessary. I usually do God swap though. I might want D-missile there. Yeah, it would probably help if I kept that up, huh? Also, I need to stop flying. But, grab your manuals for Bolt of Cold. It's tempting. Where are my stats? What do you mean? Are you asking why my intelligence is only 23? Well, I'm losing 4 int from the Large Shield of Ignorance. I'm getting 3 back from the helmet. And I put an awful lot of points into strength because I was planning on going stat form from from a very young age on this character. Using mobile phone to huge, just going to watch on my desktop via this. Okay, Tony. Sorry about your internet tonight, but I'm glad that you found a workaround. But yeah, the stat situation is one of the reasons why the character is having a bit of a rough time. Boris's taught Yermak and Demise's Discord because he kept coming back during the tournament. Wow. You'll, you know, that's a real claim to fame, honestly. Being able to beat Yermak in a tournament is outrageous, to be honest. Should definitely feel good about that. Okay, can I get rid of Fireball? I think we get rid of Fireball now. I think we learn... Okay, we... My instinct is to learn Dragon Form, but I think instead we are... Oh shit, Glaciate's available! We finally found Glaciate, you guys. Little late in the game to be using Glaciate, but it's time. We do have the 2 manuals. We do have 23 intelligence, which is not good for a deep elf, but pretty good for anybody else. I'm carrying my 2 manuals, and I am training ice magic to at least 10. So as soon as I tell you what I'm going to do is, Ashenzari's power hasn't kicked in yet. Once it does, let's see if Glaciate is like below 100%. And if so, we're 100% going to go for Glaciate. Unarmed Statue Form Glaciate Classic combo. Yeah, you know I only go for the classics. It's still 100%. But I bet you we could get it online pretty fast. I mean, our Conjurations is almost 20. Transfer skill from unarmed. Yeah, we could transfer some skill, I guess. That's an interesting... I don't want to do that, man. Don't make me do that. We'll just stop at 15. I actually want my unarmed as the thing so I can still tab through popcorn. We also need to amnesia something if we actually want to be able to cast this, unless I want to level up a couple times. We'll just level up a couple times. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of transferring because I think it's not efficient for some reason, and it should be really, but I don't think it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So I think you're actually losing, effectively losing some experience, if I remember correctly. From what, well, this came from Minmay, I think, so maybe I should reevaluate and not just trust that. Oh, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so you lose experience doing it. Is there any justification for that, or is that just sort of a random thing they chose? And I guess it's probably not that bad, but that's it's hard. It's hard for me to bring myself to lose experience, even if it's trivial amounts. If you don't care about your old skill, it's still worth. That's true. Minmay does. If it's like a factual question about the code, I will. Here's my compliment towards someone that I'm maybe not the biggest fan of. I will agree that Minmay usually gets straight up factual information more or less correct. It's where the opinions come in that it gets kind of silly. Transfer from summoning to ice? See, I'm more okay with that, although having Servitor is pretty good on this character, considering that I just amnesia'd Fireball, meaning that he is now an Iron Shot machine gun. Which is pretty cool. I don't think we need to really skill transfer at all. I think we'll have Glaciate online before too long. Alright, fellas. Okay. regen here. Wouldn't -2 unarmed have comparatively way more XP in it? Yes. What summons do we have? Servitor, mostly. Spire. Servitor would be pretty negatively impacted by any amount of experience loss. And the thing is, I could always find Malign Gateway at the last gasp, at which point I would probably really want to use it. Don't get iron shotted from friendly fire? Oh shit, that's possible, isn't it? Oh boy. I forgot that's a thing that could happen. That is horrifying. Thank you, Tony, for the reminder there. That is real. That is real. You can win the game casting nothing but Servitor. It's true. Servitor is a nice move against the Orbs of Fire. Okay, there's a Bazaar, and we have 1,000 gold, so checking it out might be kind of cool. Also, check out this graphical glitch, man. This is not a real. It's not a real guy. Yeah, there's a manual of long blades. Does the math of that work out? Is that actually how that works? Can you use the manual and then net a gain of experience? If I clear the map, does it get rid of the graphical error? Nope. Probably if I go down and back up, it would clear it. Or into another branch, which we're about to do, because we're going to go into the Bazaar. Tiny Bazaar. Just some books. However, it's good books, man. Because what we don't have Blink, and boy, we've been wanting Blink this entire damn game. The fact that we didn't have BVC. Well, Vile Clutch is available here, but here's the comedy is that I can't afford it. So if I really wanted to get Vile Clutch, I'd have to Abyss myself right here. Should we Abyss ourselves? I mean, can I even Abyss myself? I'd have to do the whole thing where I should have been carrying a Disto weapon around. What's up, Anani Badger? Yeah, I would have to, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to cast a bunch of translocations. I'd have to get my fail rate up somehow, probably by uncursing my stuff. TLDW? I don't, do you mean TLDR? Do you want like a write-up on what's going on in this game? Is that the understanding here? Too long, didn't want, oh man, it's harsh. Alright, let's just learn Blink. Crystal Plate just a miscast. Well, the real move is to just use Disto, because that's faster, but you know. Oh, that was a Crystal Spear Ogre. What did you miss? Well, we found 2 manuals of ice this game, so we're probably going to go for Glaciate. Although it's not looking good. It's still at 100% for some reason. Even though we've got almost 20 Conjurations and 10 ice, you'd think it would be at like 99 by now. But we still have both manuals, and we still have an enormous amount of depths to go, so we'll do it. Int is pretty low, sadly. Can I stat transfer on Ashenzari instead of skill transfer? Depths and Zod have half the experience in the game. Yeah. We may do something I don't usually do, because this character feels kind of weirdly weak. I think we'll probably full clear Zot. Should not have walked towards that Ogre Mage. He could have double LCS'd me. I could do Crypt too, that's true. Normally I only do Crypt if I need gear, not experience, but it'd be relatively free. Full clearing Zot today. Yeah. It is optimal. I always say it's optimal to full clear Zot. I don't do it often, mostly because I usually have a character that is either worshipping Zen or Gozag at that point. I've usually swapped, and my dude is just really goddamn strong, you know, and therefore he can handle these things. But this guy definitely doesn't qualify, especially if I stick with Ashenzari, especially. Cold Dragon Scale, okay, let me just wear that. No, you don't usually have to do, well, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna get intelligence, by the way. Here's the thing, as the plan that I usually go on when I win games is I always do 4 runes. So if you're doing 4 runes, by the time you get to depths 5, typically, for my characters, I'm already at level 27. Or maybe maybe Zot if I clear Zot 5, but usually by the time I enter Zot, I'm level 27. But if you're only doing like 3 runes, then that might not be the case. Gonna have to dive Zot and skip Crypt in your attempt at streaking all backgrounds in the next tournament. Yeah, that's a big time crunch. 24 games in 2 weeks. I mean, good God, man. Did we use slime? Yeah, we did slime. Okay, yeah, 2 wins a day is a lot. I mean, the one tournament that I seriously took part in, I honestly feel like all of us like took a health hit in real life from that thing. I mean, like the amount of just time you have to spend on this fucking game when you're playing for 2 weeks straight to try to win a tournament is it's pretty rough, man. There's a lot of investment there. I'm not sure exactly how many wins I got in the .22 tournament, but probably way too many. That was back when I was much worse at streaking, though, so I think I only got like an 8 streak. Hey, buddy, you're a menace. You're a menace over here. Okay. Glaciate 98%. Let's telly. Because I just wanted that fight to be a little more on my terms. Speaking of doing things on my terms, let's dig. Do a little kill hole action here. Bro. Okay, for a second I thought he was holding the Zongeldrock sword, but I guess I'm just seeing things. The big brain plays to silence so he can't silence you. I'm not sure how that's big brain, but no, that makes sense. I guess you could end your own silence. And his spells are indeed affected by silence. That's interesting. I've seen a lot of theory crafting around how to improve tournaments. Is that what we're talking about? Second B. Oh, the second B crawl tournament. I see. I think you should do it at the same time as the official crawl tournament so as to compete. I'm just kidding, but only like halfway. Bloat crawl tourney. That sounds great. It's the best idea I've heard in my life, actually. I'll play nothing but Profound Elves. Genuinely fun species. Hey Gary Burton, I might do like an actual attempt next time and not get frustrated by the staircases, which I still think you should do something about, for the record. More than your improvement, which was of course welcome, but in my opinion is perhaps not enough. Oh yeah, Profound Elves are fun as hell, Perpetual Blur. Can I make a bot to win this game? Well, Elliptic has already done that, although it doesn't... It depends what you mean. Could I make a bot to win the game? Sure. I'd probably just copy Elliptic's QW bot. But could I make a bot that actually wins the game consistently, I think is maybe the question you're asking. Maybe. I have thought about that a lot, and I think the answer is yes. Especially if I'm allowed to make the bot only play like deep dwarf artificers. And I have considered making a win rate bot because that's interesting to me. But I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a lot of work, I'll say that much. Okay, we'll make sure stat form's up. We have our buddies, we'll order them to attack. Force multiplier, we really want to get the acid. And Viper is confused, that sucks. But he is splashed with acid. Make the bot have the highest win streak. Attorney for bots only. That'd be interesting. I mean, the bot would very quickly win the tournament on account of the fact that it could just spam games hilariously quickly, and the ones that it did win would add up and get points. I don't want to vulnerability him. Well, you know what? Actually, on this particular character, I could get away with vulnerabilitying him. I wouldn't want to use it normally because mass confusion, of course, is an MR threat, but we are immune to confusion on account of worshipping Zen. So yeah, we could vuln him. Probably. Let me see. Paralysis without the vuln is 0%. So it's probably, if I had to guess, it's going to be around like 20% or something. Bot only tournament gets a max of 8 losses or something. Oh, really? Yeah, we could probably paralyze him. But I think we just swing on him, to be honest. I want to actually, I tell you what I want to do is I want to clouds him so he's taking damage every turn. Sadly, he's no longer covered in acid, but this is okay. Swing. Swing. Okay, forget this, man. We're not silenced, so we'll just irradiate to finish him. But yeah, to answer the question, yes, I believe I could make a bot that I cannot outstreak. Machines, in my estimation, are usually a lot more reliable than people, including myself, and a lot easier to deal with. Alright, let's, do we want to buy this vuln? Sure, why not? I think there was like a box or something that I wanted to buy. Oh, there is. Several of them, actually. What about sacks? We have 4 sacks. Let's get these boxes. What I was interested in is maybe a Learn TensorFlow project bot for DCSS was able to win games. Very nice, DCSS. That's really cool. Yeah, I was going to say machine learning in DCSS. Like, I wonder if you could train it somehow on sets of people playing games, but it'd have to be smarter than just well, you know, this set of actions. You know, that doesn't make any sense really. So training on a particular set of actions in a game it's not going to lead you to a win. You'd have to do a certain amount of legwork with your program to make it smart enough to win DCSS. But I don't know. I don't. Yeah, DCSS does have a very huge state space, is absolutely true. But I think there are ways you could create a bot that's pretty damn clever and wins more than half the time. Like, I think I would probably declare victory on a bot like that if it was winning more than half the time. Yep, we took a little risk there versus the slimes. Oh god, the slimes indeed. So we're still burning through manuals. In fact, I'm at a loss as to how we haven't used up one of these manuals yet, but I'll take it, I guess. Training nothing but shields and ice magic. How's Glaciate? 91%? We're getting there. It's happening. 91% seems like a high fail rate, but it should melt off, basically. Oh, it's this vault. The nice little themed rooms. We did snake, we did orc, now we're doing shoals. Oops, I contaminated myself too much. Oh god, please don't paralyze me. Okay. Fog, so we can't see that anymore. The fog didn't work. Keep D-missile up. What should I do here? Put up a, well, should I bother with a Spire? These guys are Black Draconians and things, they're immune to lightning. I think we just swing. Step back a little bit so the Zot trap doesn't get us. In fact, I want to step back a lot so I can get these trees up. What am I taking damage from? I betcha it's the Reaper. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna clouds these guys. Sadly not acid like I wanted, but I probably don't even have enough MR for that. I don't want to get hit by these two Reapers at the same time. That's possibly enough to kill my ass. I think we take a step back. And then we cleverly use acid, but the thing is, we can't be very clever about it because we can't hit both the Reapers, can we? Swing. This is perfect. Now, we can Ice Blast here, killing everything. That was rough. That was a very rough fight. GG, yeah, thank you. That was the final boss right there. Was it Malcolm who described QW as O-tabbing and having Elliptic tell you what to do whenever you get stuck? I did not describe it that way as far as I know, but that's a pretty good description. I mean, that seems fairly accurate to me. Was there a misplay? Here, just now, kind of. I should have lured a lot of that stuff further back. I just tried to fight it, basically, and it didn't work out. What's happening here? I am lagging or something. My internet giving out? Nope. Something's happening. Just 1 second. Sorry, guys. I swear to God, this is that same bug that happens every time I stream these days. No, I don't think it's a DDoS. It's some kind of weird tiles issue that's cropped up over the last few weeks, and I have yet to really diagnose what the problem is. Or DOS, yeah. If it was a DDoS, it probably would just be one guy without a botnet. It's okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'm fixing it. I'm just opening up a new browser and maximizing this, taking away the placeholder, and boom, we're back. Pretty good, right? Not so bad. But anyway, yeah, so let's just head back Head back down, man. Keep going. Actually, wait, let's take a little detour into hell. I see we got the bad hell. Did you check your username in the code for any occurrences of your username to make your connection to DCSS games bad so you can't play? There are certain individuals on the dev team, I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. But with that said, if they were going to do that, I feel like they would be clever enough to at least obfuscate my name. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's not that subtle. He would just sooner openly ban my ass. Acid. Trying to iron shot this guy to death. I guess I have to stat for him. I didn't want to. Okay, we'll just ice blast, I guess. Damn. I should have cloudsed from the start. He is immune to poison, isn't he? No, he's not. He's not even our poise, so he should die to that poison. Freaking 300 hit points, man. Hard code banned from DCSS. Lightning. There we go. Now we leave. Only half a Panlord's health? Panlords don't have 600 hit points. What are you talking about, bro? I think Antaeus is like the only thing in the game with more than 600 hit points. He has like, what, 658 maybe? Hard to say. Anyway, we're doing this because we want his horn. And it's relatively free for this character, so there's not a good reason for me not to go get it. We also, hey, the experience for that glaciate, hell yeah. Oops, contaminated myself again. I often do it one more time than I mean to. Imagine all the experience I could be dumping into unarmed combat right now. And instead, it's glaciate. But it'll be a big payoff, won't it? When we're feeling really cool casting one of the best spells in the game. Galaxy Brain, ignore a person you disagree with. Nirvana Brain, ban them from everything. That's DCSS dev team brain right there. And dev team friend name. Like every time I come up, people like Minmay, their first reaction is, oh, why don't we ban him from more stuff? Oh, he's present on the subreddit? Well, how's he not banned? Oh, why isn't he banned from Tavern? Oh, the only way we know how to win arguments is to fucking ban people. It's really tiring, to be honest. Hey, Tony, you know what's up. There you go. Glad somebody appreciates my terrible puns. Can you make an RC update to flash when you hit danger contam? Yeah, probably. I mean, no, I don't know if there's a hook for that. Maybe. With some clever Lua, I probably could, but it might be really annoying to write something that is just like aware that I cast Irradiate recently and counts it up. I was hoping the pun was unintended. They usually are, but in that particular case, I did it on purpose. That's like the only one I've done on purpose ever in my life. So, apologies, I guess. That is correct, Anani Badger. You're not ready. Alright. One of these days. These are some very long depths we're doing here. We still attack at 1.2 speed. I'm just going to irradiate. Didn't quite work, did it? File? That didn't work either, did it? Lightning it is. Regen. Just walk backwards for a bit. You can flame me if you want to, but we'll just go into stat form if need be. There it is. Can't keep me flayed now, can you? Alright, there we go. We'll check on Glaciate here in a second. Actually, right now. 63%. Doing this, bros. It's kind of funny that we're going to end up casting Glaciate in the large Shield of Ignorance. I do kind of wish we had just gone straight for the staff form melee, but it's fine. That's, by the way, one of the biggest things keeping us, I think. Not just the fact that it's -4 int, but it's a freaking large shield, you know? And yeah, we have 18.6 shields, but... Holy crap! Let me wear these -5 boots with int -5 on them. Really solid artifact right there. Oh, we have 2 scrolls of acquirement again. They're coming in pairs of 2. Huh. How do we get 2 acquirements? I don't know, Tony. I don't know. I guess we found them on this floor. We found 2 as well before, though. I think we're just gonna acquire armor. Maybe we'll get some good boots or something.
Acquire bits.
Acquire bits. Thank you for the bit. That is an int -5 cloak. That's crap. Try again. Cursed Gloves of Dexterity. Technically that's an improvement if we have an enchant armor, which we do not. So I think I'd rather have the extra AC. Plus we lose gloves in stat form anyway, so it's not worth thinking about really. Anyway, we're on depths 5. Pretty soon we're going to be in Zot with no Glaciate. Unironic Ring of Ice for Glaciate. I don't think so, man. I think we'll probably Amnesia off Mana Viper, which is quite good. Honestly, I don't want to, though, because of Orbs of Fire. Maybe Yara's? I gotta Amnesia something off to get the 2 more spell levels. On the other hand, I just need to level up twice, really, so maybe we'll just do that. Mana Vipers are not the most useful thing in the world, but they're still quite nice.
Doots, Thor Rage Doot.
Acquired Doots. Thank you, Anani Badger. Oka has taken over acquirement duties. I think that's true. I think that is what happened. Irradiate really pulling its weight here. Oh good, we found Confused. Time to become a Hexer. I knew this character wanted to be an enchanter. Now's my chance. Why don't we lamp? And regen. Okay, check it out. We're gonna start lightning rodding. This is actually quite bad, like trying to punch things in statue form. I am attacking very slowly. Part of that is because of the shield, probably, but 1.2 speed, man. Like, that is... I'm taking some risks in certain fights. You know, when you go in two different directions on a character, you become half-assed at everything that you're doing, instead of being really good at the one thing that you're doing. Which is why I always say to focus. Just use Wand of Haste every fight. Sorry, but only 3 potions of haste, and it seems like I've misplaced my my Wand of Haste today. Have to hack that back into the game somehow. Even Glaciate won't stop Malcolm complaining about unarmed combat. Well, it's just, I wish I had it. Alright, Artifact Ring for sale, or the 2 potions of haste. Honestly, I want the haste more, but we'll buy the ring, and we'll come back for the... It's an ice ring! It's an ice ring with 4 int. The game definitely wants me to wear it. I don't think we will, but the game wants me to wear it. Okay, Hat of Pondering is available. What's our current hat? Cursed Helmet of Intelligence? That's really good, actually. Well, now we need money for both, though. And more haste. Wow, I almost want to go farm Abyss now. For money. Scroll of Telly, Scroll of Fog, wow. Wow, 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 that's a lot of haste, man. Poor boy didn't go for Kosek. Alright, I'll swap. Well, we will go ahead and remove Curse on the helmet. Buy the Hat of Pondering and wear it. This is going to be a pretty big upgrade. The 2 intelligence is nice, but the 10 int, or the 10 mana rather, is going to be quite good. Here's the hat. Still not level 27. I'm not sure how that happened. Do Deep Elves level slowly or something? Because we have 4 runes, and like I said, I usually hit 27 by the time I hit Zot. But yeah, long story short, I probably shouldn't have gone unarmed combat in this game. Or I should have not gone for Glaciate, one of the two. I see that we've used up our ice manuals, which means I should be training conjurations as well. Experience -1. Ah, yeah, Tony, fair point. My servitor stole my experience. Ah, he probably stole a bit, yeah. That dastardly servitor. Well, that's okay. We're full clearing this. If we still can't cast Glaciate, if we're not level 27, by the time we get to, like, I don't know, maybe we'll just go do crypt right now. Just trying to avoid that, but doesn't seem to be that bad. Good things in our future, the mummy. Yeah, right. Still need to think on exactly what combo I want to do for the mummy. Like I said, I think I have a mummy necromancer on YouTube already, so I think I want to do something different. Combo I haven't done before. Oh, absolutely, the less experience is worth having a servitor machine gun, of course, of course. Oh god. In transform. Okay, this is horrible. Burn a haste. Go up. Okay, that was rough as hell. Wow. We could totally kill orbs of fire, but we need to be a little more prepared. I can't swap for more RF. That's the horrible thing about this character. Now, if I go down there and like just start slamming iron shots into his dog ass, it probably would work. Abscond to Abyss. It's tempting. Hold on, let's take this vault. There's a ghost that's damage. There's a ghost that's stuff I don't care about. Okay. Cool. So we get an Invis Potion and a Brilliance. Brilliance will be helpful. How many times will you have to kill the Felid Ghost? At least 3. So we know there's an orb of fire on this floor. Better be careful. Hopefully we find just a ton of gold here, so I can go buy those haste potions, because you know I want them. I'm going to farm Abyss to get the gold. I mean, I can't not take the haste potions. They're so important, and I am sort of lacking in them, so how much, what's the Kickstarter for this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1100 gold. We're probably going to be spending some time in Abyss, or maybe just Crypt for it. Let me add gold for the Gold God. That'd be good. Okay, here's our boy here. Viper. Whoops. Viper's on N. Come on. The Vipers have missed twice, and that's just painful. Wish I could summon a forest here. Trying to be clever. Let's take a step back. Oh, that's rough as hell. 3 misses from the Vipers, and then 1 hit that did no damage. Very unlucky. We need some... Yeah, look at all these misses. We just need, like... Okay, that's alright. We're not getting any anti-magic hits, but we did just get a very nice iron shot from the servitor. Perhaps I should just be, like, irradiating or using dragon form for this. Check it out. We're going to put a spire up. Nice. Okay, cool. Servitor does all the work for me. I would have iron shotted, but I didn't have the range necessary, and I didn't want to take any steps as the thing. Perhaps I should have. Silence this stuff so I don't get iron shotted. Or LCS rather. Now I'd like the silence to be gone, if possible. We're level 26. One more level. Glaciate 32%. Why is Ash good? She's okay. But basically you just get a lot of extra skills, so it lets you cast things sooner and with more spell power than you otherwise would. And if you're a melee guy, it's okay too, because while having an extra 5 skill in dodging, armor, and then your weapon, it's pretty damn good. It's kind of like having heroism up all the time, but it also applies to magic. You know, she gives an evocations boost, which is enormous, and could be particularly enormous on, you know, like for example, let's say you're a newer player and you're just trying to get the hang of playing Minotaurs. Believe it or not, a Minotaur of Ashenzari is not bad, because if I look at the aptitudes on a Minotaur, you don't need a big boost in your melee, but like, look at what she does for you in evocations, -1 apt. Well, she's giving you like 5 extra points in that, man. It's great. Clarity is underrated. It's pretty good. Scrying, I haven't used it, but it's quite nice in some situations. It's not 3. We are not in statue form. Why don't we lamp? Stat form back up. I hope I don't get breathed on. I'm going to use a box of beasts. Statue form ending, of course, of course. You guys are going to get one of my 74 ice blasts, is what you're going to get. There we go. Gotten 15 runes with no god. Yeah, you can play an atheist game. Let's see, is Ashenzari good and extended? Wouldn't be my first pick. But not terrible either. Oh, get DESu back up. What am I doing? Why did we go for Glaciate again? What am I doing here? We stopped training ice magic. Oh! That's why we're not moving along. I know the manuals ran out. I forgot we actually don't have any ice magic memorized. That's hilarious. That's okay though, because we were training shields. That pushes us along. Maybe not quite as quickly, but it pushes us along. My bad, guys. I'm filled with shame. We're training conjurations though, which is what we should be training anyway, because it has the same apt as ice and it's below ice. Omega Lull. Omega Lull's pretty good. Tell you what we'll do. It's going to be a little while till we're level 27. So we're going to be the best damn Bolt of Colder of all time. Resume training ice magic. Well, I would say it's more my lack of intelligence that's holding me back in this game. 27 int seems good, but not when you're trying to cast level 9 spells. Get the bolt spell you deserve. It's not bad. Drop this Ring of Ice, Ring of Protection. So there's a Dig for Victory vault here. You guys want to see it? Should we go do it? Is the loot worth it? Doubtful. Everyone in Discord says max skill 15, large shields, anything else is a waste. What are your thoughts? Yeah, they're wrong, basically, especially if you're trying to cast. If you're trying to cast in a large shield, yeah, it's quite a bit of experience investment, but I'm getting more SH along the way. I mean, my aptitude is what's making it particularly miserable, but I don't regret it at all. It's making my stuff more castable, you know? It's weird that it didn't want to let me auto-explore there. Alright, what do we have? 11 telly. I always get rid of the penalty no matter what I'm using. I mean, having high skill shields is especially important in these days when there's clown pies that can just end your game sort of randomly. Okay, hold the phone. Let's look at these. I'm Ashenzari, so I know what these things are. Whiz, corrode, strength plus 6, it's crap. RC plus, RN plus, MR plus, it's not what we need. The box we'd like. Ashenzari doesn't identify these books for some reason. There's gold here, which we want. We don't need to do this. Now, Minmay absolutely hates shields. I would not listen to Minmay's advice on the game pretty much ever, unless it's like a fact, you know, if it's like a code fact, if it's like this monster does 5 damage, you can trust Minmay 9 times out of 10, but anything else, I don't know, man. I just don't think that person's a very good source on win rate. Well, Minmay is a bad person, and I know that's not like a nice thing to say, but the amount of abuse that comes out of that person's mouth whenever anybody disagrees with anything they have to say is really it's rough, man. The amount of people that just get like, and this person always gets a pass in the community for some reason. I guess if you're friends with the right people, you can behave like you know, just an abject jerk as much as you want. And I'm not the only person who's complained about this, believe me. It's not endgame, get an executioner sax. Oh no. No, Arga's great. You gotta use Arga every time. I'm gonna Ice Blast myself here. Wait, I'm screwing up. Hold up. Box of Beast time. It's probably unnecessary. A little fatigued, I think. This stream took way longer than I thought it would. Also, I think did we get it? Did we get the acid ending? I think that's what this is. The Zot 1 through 4 acid level. One of the people who pushed for Blokes to get banned from Crawldrift tried to get rid of Minmay too. Well, see, that would have worked, except Blokes had the right politics to get rid of somebody, and Minmay happens to have the quote-unquote, you know, non-forbidden politics. You know, and Minmay knows how to play the social game, and Blokes either doesn't or doesn't care to. And so, of course, one of them got to stick around and the other didn't. You know, this is not like rocket science here. Yeah, I can't really comment on that backslash on Twitch, or I could get my account banned, but take that as you will, I guess. Alright, a naughty badger. Alright, so we're slow, and we're next to a golden dragon who is almost dead. My instinct is to Ice Blast him, but we don't have any Ice Blast? My instinct is to Acid, actually, on him, but we can't do that because we don't have it. I could Iron Shot, and it would probably kill him. Irradiate is... I don't know why it wasn't the first thing I thought of. Derpity derp. Thank you, Dinky. Thinking about Minmay decreases my crawl skill, apparently. Abyss yourself. Great move, bro. This character can't do that. Tired Dinky doesn't use any resources. Yeah, if I'm like tired or I'm in a state where I'm making worse decisions on crawl, it's like I'm still capable of recognizing dangerous situations, but I just like, it's like throwing money at the problem, basically. Throwing resources at the problem instead of solving it in the proper way. Also, I was wrong. I don't think this is the acid ending. There's a certain ending to some floors of Zot that you can get sometimes. That's like a bunch of acid jellies and yellow draconians. Vision blurs. Hey, bro, get that off immediately. When you're afraid of something, try exploding. It's not bad. Okay, we're not level 27, and we're about to go into Zot 7. Was Zot 7? Zot 5. The new Zot 7 floor. Okay, so yeah, Deep Elves, slow to level. Let's go to Crypt real fast and get our level 27. Yeah, I got rid of the bad mutation immediately. It's not worth having. Hmm. 67% of the way. That's the Tahua. You're gonna get irradiated. Oh no, you tried to go up with teleportitis. That's a never for me. I would farm Abyss for hours if I had to get teleportitis off of the orb run. Because it's just too painful. Maybe if I was worshipping Zen or something, some kind of god that makes the orb run trivial, you could see me go in that direction, but very unlikely. Teleportitis and Abyss is optimal? It is. It actually is. Okay, we're making progress to 27. We're going to have Glaciate for the orb run. How's that? We still don't have any Holy Word, which is tough. By the way, once we hit 27, we're going to go into a Ziggurat for fun. Since we have Glaciate, we can crush lots of floors if we want to. Although we really would want to have Necromutation if we were going to go past like 10. Stay longer, get mute. What? It's fine to go ahead and try to finish Zot 5. Yeah, so, listen, if you want good crawl advice, the Roguelikes Discord is not where you want to be. They've either banned or hounded out anybody who would have a differing opinion from the meatheads who hang out in that place. If you want good crawl advice, go here. Word of warning, it's like a free speech place, so there are shit posters in there, so if you're easily offended, you probably don't want to be there. But with that said, I say with absolutely no ego that it is the best place in all of DCSS to get advice on crawl, because all the best players are there. You got Man, you got Doesn't-He. Well, Yermak's not there, but he's not really anywhere. I mean, in the Roguelikes Discord, you're like not allowed to have an opinion that is like against the opinion of the devs, because like they'll like incessantly mock you. They will have you banned if you're insistent enough. You know, they'll be incredibly cruel and incredibly exclusive while talking all about how inclusive they are, it's not a very good place to be honest with you. Especially if you're just trying to get some advice on the game. Because it's like really bad advice will be let to stand if it comes from certain personalities, Your Mac is a brain in a jar that is hooked to a computer to play DCSS. See, I disagree because my headcanon is that he is either a vampire that sort of rises from the grave every year or so whenever the tournament rolls around, or a lich or a ghoul, or he's some kind of undead creature. The same basic idea, though, I guess. Well, the community is fractured, Titan Jones, for kind of the reasons that I talk about on my stream pretty often. Because you've got this very big divide between the people who play the game and the people who develop the game, and it's mainly due to one guy for the most part. But it's something that's been growing for a long time, and unfortunately, there's just not a lot that can be done about it. Except for forking the game. Oh, we're about to hit 27. Oh, baby. I made this. Let's click this link real quick. Let's click this link and open it up in a new tab. Always do the opposite of what Min-May says. I like that. Seize the means of production. Okay, that's interesting. 3 spell levels left. What did I memorize? Oh yeah, I memorized Bolt of Cold. So let's go back to, I guess, Vaults 5 and grab this Amnesia real quick. Wow, auto travel takes a while. Amnesia the Bolt of Cold, Gate Glaciate, it's 14%. It's not bad. How much money do we have? 460. I guess I'm going to finish Crypt. I am not a communist, I'll have you know. Very, very funny. There's my Glaciate. Doesn't even kill skeletal warriors. And transformation. Do tomb? Hell no. No, I'm just, yeah, they probably would be more likely to accept me if I was. On the other hand, it really has less to do with politics. Although, I mean, I don't know, most of these people, I don't think they even believe in the politics that they claim to believe in. I think it's really more about like social power for these people. Hellmonk is a literal communist and self-professed, and he gets no end of abuse from the head dev. So, I'm going to make a forest here. We cannot silence the Cursed Skull. Let's make a Servitor. Just Iron Shot his ass to death. Cursed Skull killed my summons with Abjuration, but whatever, that gave me more time to Iron Shot him to death. Yeah, Hellmonk's alright. I don't dislike the guy. He's cool. He more or less gives me the time of day, so... He's also made some very interesting and fun forks. This is what I wanted, man. This giant pile of gold. That's why I came back in here. And we got haste, too. Yay, +0 plate armor of int -5. I know I want that. Alright, we've got the money, man. Forget Crypt, I'm done. I don't need to be in here anymore. Let's go get our haste potions and let's go win the game. Was he the one that made Null Crawl? No. You are thinking of Dracunos. He is the meme fork guy who makes things like Null Crawl and Orb of Fire Crawl and Ancient Lich Crawl. I think he made Ancient Lich Crawl. It was a real game right there. But no, Hellmonk made Hellcrawl and Bloatcrawl. I think Hellmonk is a little bit more of a high effort shit poster. Like Bloatcrawl is a little more high effort than anything Dracunos did. No shade, by the way, on Dracunos. I had a lot of fun actually playing Orb of Fire Crawl. Null Crawl is fun. I should go back and win that on stream. You can learn a lot. You can actually learn a lot. The funny thing about Dracunos' forks is, like, while they're jokes, you could actually learn a lot about crawl strategy by playing and winning them. Especially Null Crawl. There's no way you're going to win Null Crawl without understanding how to play the game. Although the real goal of Null Crawl is to find a Guardian Spirit amulet. And stack a bunch of plus mana. Alright, okay, we have Glaciate. 12%, that's not too bad. You can always Brilliance. Find Che, haha. I don't feel super good about this Orb run. Under Ashenzari. Oh wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? I said I would go into a Zig. I am going to do that because I really want to find some Holy Word Scrolls. That'd be really, really handy. And if not, we could at least get a little more experience, right? I'm just glaciating for the sake of glaciating. I really should just be going into statue form. Scrying should increase line of sight by 2 pips. I agree. I think it would be nice for it to do something that was a little more tactically interesting. Stacks with Baraki? Hell yeah, sounds good. Uh-oh, Killer Clown. That's what I think about clowns. They get glaciated like 6 times. Dies to 1 clown. Not impossible, believe it or not, on this character. Do I have Arlek? Yeah, I do. Okay. Burning through these floors really fast. Of course, they are the early floors. Still no Holy Word, although we do have 7 haste. Half dozen floors, maybe. Ziggs is a melee guy. You can do five floors pretty safely as a melee guy. Titan Jones, maybe 10 depending on what kind of character it is. If you're like a melee Mochleb guy, you could probably, if you're strong enough, you'd probably be okay to do quite a few floors of your first Zig. Okay, let's suck down an Invis here so we don't get tormented by the Tormentor. I see that we don't have D-Missile up. What are you? You are the Crystal Spear guy, god damn it. I got a silence, don't I? Sucks, that's fine. We'll Pile of Floods. Not sure why he hasn't noticed me, but that's okay. Never found Necromutation? Oh god. Yeah, you really don't want to try to do a full Zig without Necromutation. It's pure pain. Pure pain. 3d20 isn't much range damage. I think 3d20 is pretty solid range damage, man. Okay, what are we up to here? We're on floor 6. Oh god, I don't want to do more, but man, I am so greedy for Holy Word, which we have none of. Hello, Panlord. Alright, what are we doing here? Crystal Spear, Panlord. Not happy. Not happy to see that. Okay, we do have Glaciate, though. Let's make a Servitor. Yeah, he doesn't have RC, so Glaciate will take him out pretty fast, but he has 171 hit points, which is pretty solid. Let's make the Horn. Remember, Glaciate does more damage the further, or the closer they are to you. So, it's a problem. We have D-Missile up, though, so I think I'm going to just Glaciate. He can't Crystal Spear me through these blocks of ice. Hilarious. But I can't really Ice Blast him without breaking them. So, maybe I kind of pass a turn, making an ally. I could Glaciate again, but we only have one more Glaciate. So, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had like Acid, that would be pretty good here. I'm gonna Glaciate again. We actually miscast. Also, I lied, we have... Wait, did we? Yeah, we miscast. Somehow he's not dead. Okay, the Irradiate finished him. Actually, no, my boy finished him with Iron Shot. A pitched battle. Our reward is a sack of spiders and a Phantom Mirror, both of which are really good on the orb run, so I can't complain. Should I do another floor? What do you guys think? Maybe. No, where to leave. Slot 5 it is. I feel a bit unconfident. Nevertheless, I think we'll be okay. %shatter. So if we Brilliance, we could shatter through here. So rest up, go back down. This is one of the most fragile characters I've played. He's just built very awkwardly. He's built as a pure caster, which is almost never... It's almost never what you want to be doing. He's built as an awkward caster too, because I didn't even commit. I went for strength partially, so it's questionable. Here we go. But we have Glaciate. I know you're probably thinking like, wow, you've got Glaciate. What are you complaining about? Believe me, the character is fragile, despite such incredible strength. Next game will force you not to stat from. That's true. It's true. Well, the Clown Pies would be fine if the effects weren't quite so game-ending if you roll bad RNG. That's always been my issue with them. This is just the poison arrow ancient lich, right? We live in a society. I have heard that we live in a society. You know what? I don't have R poison when I'm not in stat form, so I should be perhaps taking the poison arrow ancient lich a little bit more seriously. How much magic do we have? 4 potions of magic? Crap. Haste it is. Where's my brilliance? Should have resistance first. What am I doing? I need my freaking servitor. I wonder what does more damage, Glaciate or Iron Shot? I'm willing to bet money that Iron Shot does more damage than Glaciate to Orbs of Fire. Because weirdly enough, Orbs of Fire are, riddle me this, resistant to cold. Servitor cannot Glaciate. It's too high of a level of spell. Huh. Let me drink a magic. Glaciate. Don't know what kind of lich this is, so we're going to make a spire. Even more horrifying. He's hasted now. He's the lightning bolt one, okay. I gotta play this character more intelligently. Okay, this is fine. I should be playing this character like a summoner, is honestly what should be happening here. I should have... I know it's kind of hard to believe considering it is literally a summoner, but... you know, I should have just been summoning the whole time. This feels like a character. It feels like the character that should be walking backwards and casting something like Malign Gateway. We didn't get any of the good summons, any of the super late game summons, unfortunately, but, you know, we had enough. Well, Servitor's super late game, and that's good. What makes Clown Pies run in RNG? Because they have a certain collection of things that work very well together to make your character unable to do anything. They can give you the minus potion effect, which means you can't drink potions for a while. They can give you a silence effect, which stops you from doing almost everything. Like you can't call on god abilities, you can't cast, you can't read scrolls, and then like you could cancel it off, but the minus potion ability means that you can't cancel it off. So, you know, D-Missile's gone. So like that's a combo. The minus potion plus silence combo could kill you. Then there's other stuff like they can polymorph you into a bad form. And so when you're polymorphed into a bad form, let's say you're a bat, that means that your only item slot is now Amulet. Oh, believe me, I'll get to the stat drain. Give me a second. So the Amulet is the only item slot you have. So unless you have like a shitload of MR on your Amulet, suddenly your magic resistance is probably dumped on, right? So you have almost no magic resistance. Now what else is in Zot? There's things like Ancient Liches, which have Paralyze. So, you know, imagine being paralyzed in bat form where you have no AC, you have no EV because you're paralyzed. Sounds pretty crappy, right? You get teleported into one of these lungs and then immediately polymorphed and paralyzed. This has happened to people. It's outrageously stupid. It's really bad RNG. This is why Gamma Funk just really doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to trying to balance a game like this. He just doesn't. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the right idea, man. He doesn't have the chops to do it right. Crap. And then of course there is stat drain, which can just do like I think something like 5 points of stat damage to you, which can it's gonna be a real bad time. It can take you to stat 0, and that paralyzes you as well. Sure, I'm glad we have Glaciate. Magic. Oh, shit. Okay. We messed up bad. Oh, God. This is horrible. Haste. Splat, maybe. It's only because of the clown, though. That teleport was horrible. I wish I hadn't done it. We cannot be... We cannot be zerked, though, so that's good. I think we blink here. Right? We don't have Agi, or else I'd probably... Well, we do have Agi. No, we blink. We go into the telly, is what we do. Okay, whew, okay. Alright, except we're still marked, but that's okay. Will that stuff come to me? It probably will. So the real question is, how do we live through, how do we get out of here? I could just end my transformation. Yeah, that was a horrible situation. I'm glad we got out of it. But we're kind of still marked as the thing, so to get out of this problem, I had to think. Terrifying net trap the turn before you took that teletrap. That's true. That's true. Yeah, DMissile needs to be up. That is priority number 1. You're 100% right. So that's up. Ending the transformation and walking away is a legitimate strategy. I think, though, because that stuff is zerked over here, it's going to reach me. Turn on Scrying just because. Scrying costs 4 mana, my dude, so no cancel. Cancel is... I could cancel, but they're going to be heading towards me anyway. We do have 1 cancel, and I'd like to save it. I don't think this is the situation where I use the cancel. We have 3 summoning. I think I just Ambrosia here, to be honest. I'd like to regen first, but we don't have the mana. So I think we Ambrosia and start chugging a little bit of heal wounds. Going to lose fast if he cancels, yeah. Snakes, we don't have the mana for it. Let's just Ambrosia. Chug down a couple heal wounds. And I may be freaking out over nothing. They might not even come to me. They're reasonably far away, even if I am marked. Let's go to this stair, or this telly. Okay, here's our boy. We have a lot of mana now, though. Let's make a friend. It's Iron Shot. Okay, here's my boys. Forest. Oh, God. I forgot about Dispersal. Where the hell is the Dispersal? What? Where's the... Oh, there's a Dispersal right here. This is going to be a telly, is what it is. I don't want to get Zot trapped here. Okay, there's the telly. Alright, we're safe now. I'm playing like shit, I'm going to admit it right now. He warned me about the Dispersal, did he? I don't... Oh, he did! I'm sorry, I didn't see that message. You did warn me. I should have paid more attention to the Dispersal. Check it out, we're going to get marked on purpose. I was hoping things would come to me, and good, we have 1 clown.
Dispersal sucks.
Dispersal site does suck. Everybody thank Ebering in the chat. Thank you, Ebering, for your horrible trap system. Also, thank you for those bits, my friend. Iron shot the orb of fire to death. Nice. Oh, Ambrosia's great. Oh my god. You should absolutely use Ambrosia all the goddamn time. It's just you have to use it tactically. Should have brought your college buddy. My college boy. You get this 50 bits for the college boy to show up. Yeah, Ligma's good, Vulnerability's good, Immolation's good. It's just, it's situational. You know, you gotta use them in the right situations. Which can be tough to figure out at first, but... Okay, let's haste. Maybe I should be glaciating to avoid that evasion. Yeah, I should be glaciating. What am I thinking? Of course glaciate's the move. Someone asked Minmay's opinion on Ambrosia. So it would not surprise me. Well, that's a person who apparently doesn't even pick up nets, so I don't know, man. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I'm only like the top streaker, or at least like the longest streaker in the world, but all my tactics are like total shit, I guess. Uh, it's like these people would tell you the sky was red if I told you that it was blue, you know? Yeah, they actually, didn't they say that? I saw that screenshot. Somebody, I think it was Minmay, actually said that, oh, the game's easy now. You made the game so easy. I'm like, alright. That's an adult thing. Okay. Somebody you don't like has a lot of wins, and so the game's too easy? Uh-huh. Genius. No, I agree entirely. Backslash two-handed is way too weak. Or shields are too good, one of the two. I guess I could probably go for a shield nerf. But then again, that's another one of those things, is people in that Discord will try to tell you that shields are bad. They don't have any idea what they're talking about. .12 Musu of Sif for uncapped summons and Freestar Piety Channel magic. Yeah, that's the thing. People forget that the old versions were much easier. I mean, you want to talk about versions of the game where you could just cast haste whenever the hell you wanted? Or versions of the game where there was no summon limit and you could just have monsters fight off screen for you anytime that you want? The idea that the game has gotten easier is asinine. Certain aspects of the game have gotten easier, and I guess that, like, certain parts of the game, I guess, could be a little easier, kind of depending on what you mean. The early game was more RNG. I don't think that's necessarily the same thing as harder. It is the same thing as harder, but not exactly. Bring back fish. I want to bring back boring beetles, bro. Cetella was in SOT. Yeah, that damn orb run effect now. Yeah, there were a lot more interesting things you could do with your character back in the day. Some of which were incredibly, absurdly overpowered. Like Control Teleport, let's be honest, was incredibly strong. Shadow Creature got a boring beetle and proceeded to make it retreat through a wall. That's awesome. What did Nagarajas used to do in .9? Okay, let's tally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take this telly. Did I grab the orb? I did not actually get the orb. Those teleports kind of sucked anyway, so we'll call that a practice. That's just a practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grab. Take the telly. This is a pretty good telly. Thank God that telly sucked, yeah, Dort. Alright, now for a fairly grueling, I would say, orb run, but I will say this. We have 4 haste. We have 5 might, which might be meaningful. We have 1 agi, which is not good, but not bad. We have some invis, which could be meaningful. We have our cancellation, which I've saved. We have an ambrosia. We have things. We have tools. Pondering is a problem. I should have taken that off, but you know what? We're going to live with it. We have 3 summon. Fear's useless. Blink's useless. Well, the problem with losing that is that there's a whole Ashenzari thing we're doing right now. I should have learned swiftness is what I should have done. It's okay, we have haste. We'll make this work. Best thing of all is we have this really sick, nasty, awesome title, Malcolm Rose the Cryomancer. It's nice to end on a nice magic title. I haven't done that in a very long time. Okay, so we have our first Panlord, Shadow Creatures, Abjuration, Lightning Bolt. He said that I was tardy gated, which I think is kind of a little bit of hate speech there. I can't believe he would call me tardy gated. I think that this game is incredibly offensive. I don't like being called a bugbear. I think that is racist against bugbears, and yeah, I think we should cancel Crawl. Alright, I'm going up, and we're going to head to the exit. Monstrous Demon Spawn, just glaciate his ass, Iron Shot his ass. Iron Shot, eat, 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 eat. Go up. Might as well get engorged, right? Crawl is cancelled. As it should be for being offensive. Everyone that offends me, all of their projects should be cancelled. It is fast. Vampiric Touch, 42 damage. That's not that bad, but I am going to burn one of my hastes. Oh, that's lame. Okay. Yeah, digging on Ascent is pretty good. Paralyze, paralyze, paralyze. Paralyze. Go to sleep, little piggies. I should have cast Regen. People play older versions all the time, actually. Normally, it's like stuff like 0.19, though, for the sake of, like, doing turn count. So I juked him. I juked the Angel, and whatever his compatriots were. I just realized I should be using Scrying. Haven't used it once all game. Orb Run's a good place for it. Here we go. Scrying is active. Player AC plus EV was the same in older versions? Interesting. Kind of figured that would have been changed. No, Tony, I thought it was cool that you were looking through Crawl history. I remember you doing that. I looked forward to you reporting things that you found because some of those versions I didn't play. Get D-Missile back up. I'm just going to glaciate this stuff. Surprisingly resilient piece of ice there. Where is this taking me exactly? It wants me to go, I think, to the staircase off to my right. We have enough digging that I can just go straight to it. War dogs, gray rats, fish, and mites and beetles. Yep, those are some old enemies. D5. It's the most terrifying orb run I've had, I think, in the entire streak. Legitimately dangerous. But you know what? We got out. RoseCrypto.com. 49 win streak. Hell yeah. GG. And we actually did it. We did it the classy way. We stuck with Ashenzari. We didn't swap to Zen. We stuck with the perhaps suboptimal for the Orb Run God. GG, you guys. Alright, well, it is very late. I've been streaming for a good long while, so I think that's going to be it for the night. I'm going to go get myself some food and maybe get a little work done before I go to bed. I definitely appreciate you guys coming by the stream. Thank you to everyone who gave me bits. You know, that stuff actually motivates me to stream more often, so it's definitely appreciated. You know, subs and things like that.
Mummy hype.
Mummy hype, yeah. We'll do the mummy next time. I'm not going to actually start it today because I may do something other than Necromancer, so I'd like a little time to think on it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed your company, but until next time, I am signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.